For the past 5 years, most organization survival depends on information systems planning. But information systems planning is deemed difficult. So our group worked together, and in this video presentation, we are gonna show you the different factors that made information systems planning difficult for the past 5 years. These factors are: number 1, the business goals and systems plan of each company for the past 5 years are not aligned. Number 2, technologies are rapidly changing. Number 3, companies need portfolios rather than projects. Number 4, infrastructure development for the past 5 years is difficult to fund. Number 5, responsibilities are not joint. And number 6, other planning issues. The first factor why information systems planning is difficult 5 years ago is because business goals and system plans are not aligned. Strategic system plans need to be aligned with their business goals and support those objectives. Unfortunately, over the last 5 years, due to rapid changes in the business environment, companies failed to upgrade their strategic planning capability to better assess and respond to the future environment. The second factor is because over the past 5 years, technologies are rapidly changing. Due to this, continuous planning based on monitoring and experimenting new technologies are needed. As with all the innovations that drive an era of technological advancement, there are issues and challenges, and this coming period of rapid technological change is no exception. Security challenges, privacy concerns, changes to business, the regulatory environment, and the impact of everyone's daily lives are barriers that will surely accompany this period. All of these issues and challenges must be addressed if the technology innovations are to reach their true potentials. The third factor why information systems planning is difficult 5 years ago is because companies focus more on their projects rather than their portfolios. So they failed to evaluate on more than their individual merit, and they failed to know how they fit into other projects and how they balance the portfolios of their projects. Another factor is that infrastructure development is hard to fund. So what are these information system infrastructures? These are the likes of networking equipment and servers that serve a critical function within the business environment. Because of the lack of funds, these information systems infrastructures, many businesses struggle to share and move data in a way that promotes efficiency within the workplace. And because of this, companies 5 years ago, their infrastructure fails and many business functions, their business cannot be performed well. Another factor is that responsibility for information systems planning needs to be joint. So for the past 5 years, system planning has become a business planning, not just a technology issue. So it is better to be done by full partnership. And lastly, there are other factors why information systems planning is said to be difficult 5 years ago. These are other planning issues like top-down versus bottom-up, wherein radical changes versus the continuous change. And also, there is a difficulty in planning culture in which the system planning must fit. Now, after 5 years, what are the different developments that happened that had a great impact on information systems planning? The first development that we are gonna tackle are development in hardwares. Hardwares are the physical components of the computer that helps in the IPO process or the input, process, and output. Let's now have the different developments in the input devices. So input devices are the devices you use in entering data to your computer. There are a lot of input devices, the likes of the mouse, the keyboard, the cameras, the microphones, or the touchscreen devices. So with their developments, You can easily enter data that can be used in your information systems planning in just one click, and just one type, and in just a snap. There is also a great improvement in the central processing unit of the computer, or the CPU, which is also called the brain of the computer. So in this time, there are computers that are dual processor or quad processor, meaning dual processors, they are computers with 2 CPUs, and quad processor computers with 4 CPUs. So the advantage of this in IT planning is that processing of data is much more easier, much more faster, as well as storing of the datas. There is also a noticeable development in terms of storage devices. We all know before that data is stored in CDs or diskettes, but now you can store it in small chips called SD cards, or those small tube-like items called USB. The advantage of these storage devices now is that although they are small, they are very handy, and they offer a larger storage space compared to the CDs or diskettes. Another development that help in IT planning is the development of softwares. Softwares are programs that controls the computer resources. So what the software do nowadays? They read and write data, they allocate the main memory, they perform memory swapping, starts and stops the program, responds to error conditions, facilitate backup and recovery, or create and manages the user interface, including display, keyboard, and the mouse. So nowadays, there are a lot of softwares that really help in information systems planning. An example is the Microsoft Office software, wherein they provide features like the Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Excel, and other software programs. So this software helps in making the task of different employees easy. So that means IT planning is much more easier with this. There is also a vast development in the telecommunications nowadays that really help in information systems planning. Telecommunications refers to the exchange of information by electronic and electrical means over a significant distance. Nowadays, there are different telecommunications devices that you can use, such as mobile phones, landlines, and broadcast networks. In telecommunications, data is transmitted in the form of electrical signals known as carrier waves, which are modulated into analog or digital signals for transmitting information. With the help of these devices, transferring data or sharing different informations or ideas is much more easier and will really benefit in information systems planning. And last but not the least, the greatest improvement or development that really had an impact on information system planning is the development of the internet. Because the internet is the World Wide Web, and because of its vast improvement, it really helped in information systems planning. With the help of the internet, you can get different ideas, different information that really can help you in planning your system. There are also different videos or tutorials posted in the internet wherein you can get your ideas in planning. And it can serve as a guideline in order for you to achieve your goal of information systems planning. For the past 5 years, there are many factors that made information systems planning difficult. But through the years, we noticed various developments that had a great impact on information systems planning. Information systems planning is an important activity for helping organizations to identify strategic applications and to align an organization's strategy with effective information systems to achieve organization's objectives. Information systems planning plays a major role that makes a huge contribution to businesses and other organizations.